everybody, I'm Rita Di Tommaso and I am the founder of NetPlanet Digital, which is an online marketing agency, and I will be one of your hosts today. I also have a good colleague of mine, Saja Salih, who also is a marketing and branding expert. She has worked with big brands to help them deliver their campaigns. The current pandemic has meant that getting your business online is more important than ever before. This webinar series is aimed to help you get your business back online quickly, cheaply, and more effectively. We will explore the different options and strategies best suit for your business, understand your customers' needs in this current market, and implement the best strategy for you as well. So welcome everybody. I'll just quickly go through what this module will entail. We'll just do a quick introductory of myself and also Asaja, and I will give you just a run up on the MS team, how to use it, making the transition online, why it's so important and why we're here today, and also planning a goal setting for the next 30 days, connecting with your teams and your customers, why this is so important, and also just a few quick wins, how you can share them. And the last is also going on to Google My Business. So I will be going through all of this throughout the module. Okay, just a little bit of an introduction about myself and what I've done. I'm a digital marketing strategist. I have over 20 years experience. I've developed and implemented marketing campaigns for hundreds of SMEs. I've worked on global campaigns. I've worked, with Motorola. I've worked on campaigns like Bunnings, Paddy's Markets, Marston Homes, Spa World. I've also worked in print for so many years. I've done radio campaigns. I work on a lot of website development, social media, branding, and content. I've worked as a group sales manager and a digital marketing specialist for Fairfax Media, now known as Nine Entertainment Co, for 16 years. I've also printed magazines like the Your Home magazine. I've worked in Print House as well. I've also worked at Marston Homes to help them develop and launch their marketing strategies. I've also had my own online websites as well, like pet directories and things like that. So I've got a lot of experience in that. I've launched, as I've told you, I've launched my own online digital marketing agency, and I'm providing effective solutions for different businesses right across Australia, focusing on the latest digital marketing trends and increasing sales and revenue for my clients. Now I'd like to introduce you to Saja.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Saja. Thank you, Rita. So my background is more brand marketing and communications across retail and certain brands, as well as services. So some of the brands I've represented include Kate Spade New York, Tumi Speedo, the North Face. Currently, I'm heading up the marketing at a company called Heinemann, which is the retail operator at Sydney International and Gold Coast airports, which is very quiet at the moment for us. And previously, I set up the marketing function for the Grounds of Alexandria. So I'm sure many of you might have dined there before or know about the Grounds. And yeah, so my speciality is more external communications, public relations, really generating news on social media. And you'll hear more from me in Module 3, where I'll go through how you can implement your online and social media plans.
Excellent. Thank you, Saja, and thank you so much for joining us today. I'm just going to go through how to use Microsoft Teams. In the main part of the screen is the presentation slide, as you can see. I'll be talking through the presentation today. Towards the bottom of the screen is a panel with a question mark symbol. This is for the Q&A. Which will come up. Saja will be answering any of the questions today, and feel free to ask any questions. Also, there's Tracy from Liverpool Council, and she'll also be answering any of the Q&A as well if you've got any questions. So yeah, I'll try to go through while we're going. If there's any questions, I'll try to monitor it. I'll do my best. But maybe towards the end, we'll try to get in there and jump on and answer any of the questions as well. Okay, so please don't go into the chat, just go into the Q&As and put all your questions in there. So as a starting point, why not jump on, introduce yourself, what business you're in and why you're here today. So go ahead into the Q&A and introduce yourself. Okay, I can see some of you are on there now. I can see Tanya. She's from UAF Fitness in Chipping Norton. Colin. Basash. If there's any more of you, just jump on there. Okay. Okay, you know, making the transition online, what has changed and why are we making the transition now? In the upcoming months, businesses are going to become more reliant than ever before on their digital strategy. In many cases, there will be a declining factor in whether they make it through the tough times ahead. For smaller businesses that get customers through word of mouth or just purely on their reputation, their losses is coming to a shock because some of them don't even have an online strategy or don't even have websites, or they're not using their social media. So this is going to be a shock for lead generation. For the larger companies, they will find themselves in a position of potentially losing millions through cancel events or through walk-ins as well. So we're seeing that. You know, with the disappearance of live events and conferences, face-to-face business meetings will pose an enormous challenge as well. Also, the announcement of major newspapers not printing local news to homes will also impact the way we're advertising and will have some effect on some of the businesses. Hence why digital will be the main source of advertising and how we reach our customers. So digital here will be the clear winner, okay? I want to talk to you also just about traffic lights, the different stages of businesses, how I like to categorize them. Red basically is at a stop. So some businesses, you may be at a stop and can't do anything, your doors are shut. For the amber people, you're, I guess, seen a 30% decline or a decline in business and you've reduced your staff, but you're still in operation. And there'll be some of you that are in the green where, you know, you're in full operation, you're probably doing well, you're seeing the benefits of what's happening. So go ahead, go in the Q&A as well, and just let me know what stage of business you're in, because this will be quite interesting. Okay. Okay, I can see that some of you are on an online platform, interpreting. Colin from local network, business networking. Amber, so yeah, hi everybody, I can see some of you. Amber, okay, yeah, I thought some of you might be in the amber stage. Okay, so let's set some goals right now, some realistic expectations here. What do people want from you? Okay, what do your customers want? For example, we're seeing supermarkets putting on screens at their registers so they can continue to operate. We're seeing gyms like, I know that F45 are now doing workouts online so they can continue to offer their services. Have a think what your business can do, whether you can reach your customers easily. So I'll give a good example with the gyms. That actually the instructors are doing the workouts from their garage from home and live streaming it, so they're still so their customers, the clientele, can still go online and they can still exercise through Zoom. Okay, so that's a really good way. If you've got any ideas, pop it in there as well. I'll be really interested in see what you guys are doing. I also want you to think about, before we start setting realistic goals here, I want you to think of something that you can drop. Some of you will have business coaches. Some of you might have like 90-day goals and year goals set. But right now, if there are two things that you could drop in your marketing right now that are no longer relevant, do it, because we're going to talk about priority. If we were to think about the worst case scenario in the next 6 months and what we need to plan or pivot, what do we need to do? Okay, so some of the plans that we might have had might not be relevant right now. So we need to start planning around a 30-day goal, because we don't know how long this is going to last for. So it needs to be short and sharp, okay? These goals will require massive and immediate action that could help you grow or stay in your business. So it's a really good time to be ambitious. You might have had things and ideas that you thought about in the past. It's a great time to start implementing them and bringing them back in. Some of you might not have a website, or you will have a website, but it may require some updating. So go in there while you've got a chance. Go through the content, read your own content on your websites. Have a look at what your competitors are doing, like compare your website as well, because this is a really good opportunity to get in there and fix it up. Maybe have a look at, is there anything that I can transition online as well, or you might have come up with new products that you can add online as well. Having a social media presence, if you don't have one, I strongly suggest that you get one. The average person picks up their mobile phone around about 500 times a day. Okay, so there are different platforms where they're going to. So it's really important that you catch them. And they're not going to be on every single platform, but you need to think what's relevant to your business and where you can find these customers, okay? So make sure if you don't have one, get on there. If you do have one, start updating it regularly and get on there, okay? Set goals around maybe your Facebook Lives as well. For those that might be in the amber or in red, you might want to use this time to educate your customers around your products and that you do. I understand that you're not selling now, but what you can do, you can educate them. Facebook Lives are really good. I do personally Facebook Lives. I like doing it when I'm out with customers, or if I'm want to educate something about a product or a tool that I'm using. I like to share it. So it's not about selling your products. It's just about educating what you can have. It could be a tip. Saj will go through how you can plan this as well. Creating blogs is another really good one around education. So what I found with some of my clients that are doing really well, because with what's happening with the circumstances, they've actually turned off their AdWords campaigns and they're blogging every week, and they're talking about the cases that they're doing. So one's an air conditioner company, and we're doing blogs around him going into hospitals and what services he's offering for his clients. Okay, so he's not really asking for leads, but it's a soft sell. Okay, so he's just basically showing off what he's doing. Do webinars. Accountants, web developers, anyone in the industry that you could share your knowledge with is a really good idea. I know that our accountants are getting smashed with all the inquiries. So if you are an accountant, get online, start doing a webinar. Invite your customers so you're not repeating the information so many times. Upload it onto a YouTube channel or on your website if you have to. That way it will just eliminate all the questioning, and you can keep people updated as well. What we're also seeing is a big shift in photography. So with the real estate agents, some of my clients have shut down in real estate, but the ones that have stayed in operation are doing 360-degree images for real estate. I don't know if you noticed, but there was 400 auctions over the weekend. So the only way they can auction it is by going in there and doing video and doing the photo shoot, so people can jump on and have a look at what's going on. Really good for home inspections as well. And I noticed also with my home improvements, they're using like the Zoom, or they're using their iPhones like for FaceTime. They're using it for quoting. So we've put a plugin onto their website like Calendly, so they can set appointments, and then with their phones, they're just going through the room and showing what needs to be done and giving them rough measurements, so that way they're still able to quote. And if they do get the job, then they need to go back in there and just get the final measurement. So that's what I'm noticing with some of my service clients. So that's a really good one. online training. I've seen some of my like tutoring people move online as well. So now they're utilizing like Zoom and Microsoft and all these other platforms that you can actually go online now and do your tutoring online. That's what we're doing at the moment with my kids. And calling is, you might have a goal set around increasing your cold calling, maybe for the month by 20% if you can. And you might want to be updating the signage on your building so people can see where you are as well. If you don't have any signage, that's probably a really good thing that you could do. Introduce new products. I've got clients like Liverpool Glass that just came out with the sneeze barrier, found an opportunity where he went, you know what, I can actually come up with a new product. People will buy it. They need it now. So we come up with a sneeze barrier. We've done a lot of campaigning. We've created videos around that. We've done social media. We're doing display advertising for it as well. So if you can come up with new products, come up with them. It'll be really good. Creating loyalty programs as well. We're seeing a lot of that coming up, giving clients maybe 15% discounts as well. Creating new marketing material. Here's a great opportunity. If you haven't updated your flyers or your company profiles or just new products that you've come out with, get them done. Good opportunity to get them done now, because even when the market, even if you're in red and you can't operate, at least you'll have your flyers and your marketing material ready to turn on when we get back on as well. And if anyone's inquiring, you can still send them as well. I want you to look at data. Data also should be one of your goal settings as well, because if you can get your hands on Intel, have a look at what essential services are in operation, what they're doing. Have a look at maybe even the 10 top e-commerce websites or the 20 top e-commerce websites. See what they're doing. Have a look at your competitors as well. Sometimes, you can, I guess, copycat what your competitors are doing, or you can actually improve it as well. So it's a really good idea to keep an eye on it. Have conversations with your teams, and connecting with your customers would be another goal setting I'd be setting in place as well. Okay, connecting with your teams. Checking on your teams, like mental health, should be one of your first on your agenda. Some good ideas to include would be daily check-ins, offering, I noticed that some larger businesses are offering like free yoga classes that have been online, the gym sessions, meditation sessions. They're all available online, and it's also influencing their team to get moving before they start the day. So I've noticed that. I've also seen businesses also implement online coaching as well, just for 15 minutes before they start the day, and also when they tick off as well in the afternoon. So they've got half an hour, but 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the afternoon, which is really good. Another thing that I'm doing with my networking group, like we catch up, there's 30 business owners. We catch up every Wednesday morning, and we're using Zoom to do that. So we're still networking with local businesses, and what we're also doing is having drinks, Friday drinks as well in the afternoon. So if you can do that with your teams as well, or just catch up all online, and maybe it is a Friday afternoon drink, and just share some really good wins and banter on. You might also want to create groups as well. If you want, like for myself, I'm trying to implement looking at other digital agencies in the same field as me. So I might be looking for one here in Sydney, one in Melbourne, one in Queensland, and one in Western Australia. We catch up, see what's working, share some ideas, how well their agencies are doing, what they're implementing. So if you can find people within the same industry as you as well, and see what they're doing, if they're willing to be open-minded about it as well. Another really good thing I really need you to look at is your tools. Okay, so your workflows. There are a number of useful tools to keep you productive. As most of you might be working from home. So your workflow tools such as Asana, Monday, Trello, Slack, you might be using this. And this is a really good opportunity to keep track of your workflow. I use Asana, like I said. That way I can see what jobs are going into the system. I can track, what the developers are doing. The customers also go on there as well. They can ask questions. They can upload all the information that we need for the development sites. I can see what's completed, what's in stuck as well. So sometimes something might be holding up the project, and I can actually see it. So it's a really good communication board that you can use as well. Another thing that we use Asana for as well, like I said, you might be using Trello or something else. We often do retros, so we do daily stand-ups, and we do retros once every project is completed. And I strongly recommend that you do this, especially if you're not working in your office, because some things can actually slip through the cracks. So by having, a dashboard, basically what you're happy about, what you're sad about, what you're confused about, that way, and then also what you can implement from there as well. So it just stops people getting, I guess, lost, or they don't know what they're doing, that the communication is still going amongst each other, that people don't get upset and you're not finding out maybe 2 months or 3 months later that you've got a really unhappy employee. Like I know I've been guilty of it, where thank goodness, we do our retros quite often, that, one of it came up saying, I wasn't onboarding the client properly, which he probably wouldn't have told me face to face, but because we were doing the retros, he had enough courage just to put in the sad that we're not onboarding. And I knew straight away, that must have been me. So, I'm not upsetting people. So that's a really good thing to do. Also, the conversations with your staff, you'll be quite surprised what comes out of these conversations. Conversations will have to be one of your major things to be focusing on. What I noticed with our conversations, we've actually implemented some ideas what my staff have come up with. So a good example for me was we've launched a competition on social media, and we're actually giving away a free website, a five-page website in this period, just to help out, a local business in the area, or could be anywhere around Australia. So the campaign's going around. So that's a little incentive. It also gives me the opportunity to get their email details, their telephone as well, and a contact name. Only one person can win it, but I'm also offering a free consultation with it and a discount. So they're like little incentives what you can do, and that's just purely coming out through conversations. Okay. Another thing, you'd be quite surprised that they might volunteer themselves for extra activities. Another conversation was that, it's a good time to upskill your staff. So through our conversations, one of our staff members wanted to get more heavily involved in the chat bots, like mini chats, and also upskill himself on social media. So even though we've got 3 in-house social media specialists, he also wanted to upskill himself. So in the quieter periods, why not? So it's a good opportunity. Okay. Discover new skills within your team. Find out what they're passionate about. Opportunities to upskill, like I said before. TAFE New South Wales is also currently offering 21 different courses. Okay, so if you find that one of your staff members want to upskill themselves, or you want your staff to take on an extra role or do something different, have a look at what TAFE New South Wales is doing, because it's free and they've probably got more time to get on there now and do an online course, which is good, and you don't have to pay for it. Okay, reconnecting with your customers. So just creating a loyalty program. This is a great opportunity to launch a simple loyalty program and start monitoring what your customers are purchasing, what they're interested in and hearing about. Some good examples, I don't know if some of you would have CRMs, I'm sure that you would, but using your HubSpot, your Salesforce, Kept, Ontraport, Campaign Monitor, MailChimp also is a good way to be sending out these EDMs. Okay, so I use Agile, which I haven't put up here, but I can download through Xero, download a database into there. I can come up with a loyalty program, and I can email it out. So come up with what you can just to incentivize people, like your customers, or maybe your non-customers as well. So come up with a program which you can offer right now at a discounted rate if you want to, or add value to your customers. If you want some information about CRM programs and what you can use, feel free to ask in the Q&A and maybe we can go over it. Some of these CRMs are all different. So you might not need a EDM, you might need something else. So they all offer different things, okay? So yeah, if you do need help, just yell out. Another thing is, when I was talking about conversations, what I've also experienced is, because I've actually gone back and I've rang up all my customers to see how they're going. And, you know, some of the customers that didn't really give me much time of the day because they were always busy, like, you know, it was just like 10-second conversations, now are actually talking to me for 10 minutes or more, okay? So they're actually now, you know, I guess more invested and concerned about what's happening, and they actually need some tips and ideas. And through the conversations that, you know, we're having, I've actually been able to give clients tips, tell them where to, you know, move some of their advertising into different areas like social media, or into content writing as well, like blogging. So we've shifted some of the platforms to different platforms. So, and, you know, changing things on websites as well. So we've actually picked up work just purely through having conversations with my clients. I've also rang up old clients as well, and again picked up a lot of work just for changing, you know, their websites, because they just need, even if it's an hour work or 2 hours, or they want to upload a new product, it's a good opportunity. Okay, so I encourage that you get back onto your databases and start ringing up everybody. Start cold calling. Again, like I mentioned before, look at some of your essential services that might need your services. So really have a think about, you know, what your business could offer the ones that are doing really well at the moment. Be really clear in what you want. Don't confuse the message. Because what I noticed with marketing with some of my clients, they try to go in and offer every single product at the time. Okay, so don't do that. If you know you have, like for me, just an example, I might say, look, I've noticed that their website is, you know, it's an old platform, it's not mobile responsive. I could just go in there and go, look, how about we just fix up your website and, you know, do different call of actions. It really needs updating. By the way, once I've had that conversation, then you can go in and then tell about your other services. But don't mix up your offer. Try to have one service, what you're going in for. Don't complicate it, okay? Because otherwise the message becomes too hard. Okay, I would love to hear from you what you're currently doing with your Teams to Connect. So if you can, go in there and yeah, put into the Q&A what you're currently doing. Okay, so I can see UAF online workouts, nutrition support and connections. Yeah, so you're doing the online as well, focusing on your nutrition, which is really good. So people can order. You can do a lot of social media around, you know, maybe doing live and talking about the nutrition. If you're offering actually like meal plans as well, maybe you can start sending out meal plans and talking about maybe uploading some recipes also on your social media. Okay, Colin, seeing plenty of automation marketing campaigns that are often set up beforehand and are no longer relevant. Yeah, really go back and have a look at, that's what I was talking about. Have a look at what you were doing before, because some of your marketing probably won't be relevant and with what's happening, so you might need to rehash it. Have a really good look at what's going on now and what you can offer. Okay, so just starting out so far, had no clients, so this is Craig, but wanted to explain so I can guess I'm in the red, what I need to get into the green. Okay, so Craig here, I would really be suggesting, you know, starting off with your social media, like your Facebook page, get that up and going, get your Instagram pages. I don't know what industry you're in, but setting that up, and then start working towards, you know, your website as well. Get as much information, get videos if you can as well. If you need to offshore it, like going onto Fiverr or anything like that, yeah, start working on your platforms first. Okay. Okay, you're a sole trader. Okay, and I've been updating my website. Excellent. With PDF tutorials, set up Zoom to start my online tutorials. Yep, just need to get my name out there. Yeah, so you will be doing that through your social media pages, and also maybe creating like campaigns as well. I can have a chat to you about that later offline as well if you like. Okay. Automation is really important as well. So with my business, especially now that, you know, most of us are working from home, I don't really have time to be answering everything. If I can automate things like I have, so like your chat bots, if you can insert chat bots as well on your website, so your staff can pick up and answer the chat bots. I have like many chats installed on my social media campaign, so it looks like I'm replying back to customers online, especially with my competition and with the many chats. Like I said before, I'm able to gather information like name, telephone number, email address, and I'm able to go back and call them. So that's really good. You can use Zapier as well as triggers. So what I do, I have like my Xero account. So when I onboard a client in Xero, then it sends off a trigger to the assigner, which will send off an email from Agile. So it has all these trigger points. So if I'm just going a little bit too fast, get in there, see if you can speak to an automated specialist that can help you, somebody that knows about automation. I know that there's a few business coaches online that can also help you and give you this, like, people who you can use. But automation, if you can't do it yourself, definitely would be a priority right here as well. Okay, another thing that you really need to keep an eye out on is your social media platforms, okay, like TripAdvisor, Facebook, and Google My Business, because around about 47% of customers will complain on social media, okay, and voice their opinion. So you really need to get on there and monitor these social media platforms. 78% of us, and I think the stats have gone up now as well, will actually go online and do research before they even purchase from you. Okay, so it's really important that we start also increasing our Google reviews as well. Now, a good little tip here, I actually use this for my own marketing, always have a look at the reviews. See what people are complaining about and see what people are commending, like look at testimonials on websites and look at the negative feedback on these, you know, like Google reviews. And when you're doing your lives, or if you're doing blogging, you've actually got topics to talk about. So a good example, like for sole trader, they might be complaining that they're unreliable or they didn't get back to me within 3 days. So you might want to head off, you know, your campaign or your Facebook Live, saying, you know, that we get back to you, you know, as soon as possible. So you'll be saying, you know, within 24 hours, you know, or we will respond back to you, and somebody be out there quoting or something. You might want to be using a negative feedback and use it as a positive, and you can use it for your wording as well. Half the content will already be written for you if you just, I guess, rejig it into a positive. Okay, what you can do now, so moving your products online, what I've seen also, companies will need to transition their online if they haven't already. You'll need to have a social presence, like Get Social, so on all relevant social media platforms for your business. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn are the basics, but you may want to consider other platforms such as WeChat or TikTok. However, only set up the accounts that are relevant and engaging content for you, okay, and what you can handle. So if your customers are not there on those platforms, don't go on there. For example, if you're selling a product, that Instagram should be the network of interest. So if you're selling products, Instagram's a great way if you're a coffee shop or a restaurant. Instagram's great because you can showcase and link your products to purchase. In Module 3, we'll go more detail around how you can develop a social media campaign as well. Appeal to new markets, so share your wins. Now more than ever, it's a great opportunity to be sharing your wins and your ideas with key people in your industry. You may not be able to attend industry events, but LinkedIn is a great platform to connect with like-minded people. So going online right now also opens up new collaborative opportunities that you wouldn't have been able to do before. Okay, so it's really important that you're active online. I can't emphasize enough, especially the people that are in red and in the amber stage. You need to be active. Okay, get on there. Look, they usually say the basic would be 3 times a week on your platforms if you can. I can talk to you later about how you can put plugins so you're not just doing them manually for every single platform as well, so you can distribute them on other platforms. Okay, you'll also need to consider like SEO. If you are doing SEO at the moment, do not stop. Okay, I know that some of you may have cash flow problems, but go back to your marketing agencies. Maybe just ask for a discount just for now for the next 3 months. But please don't turn off your SEO campaigns. You don't want your competitors jumping up in the search engines when everything turns back on. And your AdWords as well, if you can, maybe just drop them down to minimum ad spend. I know if Google also announced that if you've been advertising on Google for the last year, they're actually going to give you credits. So don't turn them off. Okay, so just keep them at minimal. And when you do turn them off, Google actually prefers to have clients that that prefer to have clients that have been using their campaigns actively. Okay, so they'll use them more, bring up their campaigns. Okay. Okay, what we're experiencing now with our clients who are still operating, we've seen a decline in business as well with some of our clients. So they've moved their products online, like moving their e-commerce site. So some of the stores now, like cake stores and other clients have, I guess, used an e-commerce site. So they've lost the foot traffic, but they're able to sell online, which is really good. So they're still in operation and they're still being able to deliver. You'll need to open new channels over the web or on social media platforms where introductions can be made. So a great example would be like LinkedIn and Facebook, where you can invite, connect with people and share other people's posts and start building relationships. So that's really good. Again, you can get these platforms automated for you as well. So if you're not already on these key social platforms such as Facebook, Instagram or LinkedIn, do set them up. Sasha will be going over some social media strategies in Module 3. Okay. Google My Business is often overlooked, but it's crucial in times like this. You need it more than ever, okay? As mentioned before, if we only have short goals, it's quite difficult to DIY. So you might need to find local businesses, and local businesses like using local businesses. And we do have restrictions as well. So if you are offshoring, just be careful as well that you're not, because sometimes with offshoring there's a major time difference as well. Sometimes the quality is not good either, and it's not quick. But like I said, 80% of buyers will use local businesses. So this is really important that you actually get onto your Google your business page, and you'll need and start updating it. If you don't have one, you need to go in and create a Gmail account, and I'll explain how you can do that later. Some of the businesses, some of you will have, like I said, will have a Google My Business page. You'll need to set it up and optimize it properly. Okay, so making sure that you've uploaded your business logo, that you've got a short description, roughly around about 750 words, but be really selective. It needs to be keyword enriched. Just don't forget that Google is Google My Business is a search engine. Okay, so you can add your address. If you don't want to, there's an option where you can just have a pin drop. Make sure you got your telephone number on there, because people always want to talk to people, especially if it's local. Make sure you've got an email, your hours on there if you're not just purely online. It also gives you the opportunity to have like your services on there as well. So you can have, I think, up to 5 different services, and you can make it link to a landing page on your website. So with my services, I'll have web development that will go to a web page. I'll have AdWords that will link to my landing page, which will go to AdWords, so you can link them up. Okay. You can regularly post on your page as well, but they usually last only 7 days. So if you have quick offers and quick incentives that you want to put in, you can upload it onto your Google My Business page. What I also see is some businesses that do advertise on the Facebook, they'll also put the post on their Google My Business page. Because remember, local people are doing business with local people, okay? It also has a link to your social media page. And please make sure, like I said before, just making sure the keywords are in the description, in that in the headings as well. So you'll have a short description. So for me, I would just put digital marketing agency. So that would be a keyword. I'll have web developer. I'll have SEO company, things like that for keywords, so Google can recognize it. Okay, so just next screen. Okay, if you don't have one, I encourage you that you go into, so Google My Business is for free. So go into google.com/business, okay, and you can claim your business listing. What will happen is Google will send out a postcode with a code on there, and then you'll need to go back in there and get back on there and enter the code, okay? Really important, please do it. So your homework is, if you haven't claimed your Google listing page, please do it. For the ones that have it, I need you to go back in there. I want you to optimize everything like what I said to you, optimize, putting your logo on there, filling out all the relevant information, put the keywords in there, and also making sure that you've got your services in there, okay? Really important. Okay. Excellent. So thank you, everybody. If you do have any questions, please go into the chat box. We'll also be online again next Tuesday at 11 a.m. and also next Thursday as well for the other modules. So if you do have any questions, please go in and I'll be happy to answer. Yeah. Okay, not really anything at the moment other than some updates from finance fields in my Facebook page. Okay, so if you can get onto the next modules, and we're going to show you how to plan out the next 30 days on social so you can use it for all your platforms. So I'll give you a template in the next one, so give you ideas on how you can lay out your information as well. Creative workshops, Craig, is that something that you want to do? If that is, look, a good opportunity again, you know, is either creating a Zoom or Microsoft, and there's other platforms that you can do it. But again, you would probably need to advertise it on social media. You can do it through your lives. You can do Facebook advertising. Don't get advertising and content posting confused, because they're two different things. Some of you will think it's boosting, but the Facebook advertising has more capabilities as well. And also advertise it on your LinkedIn page, because that's more focused on business people. So if you're going to do some creative workshops, put it definitely on that. So so important to be relevant, seeing plenty of automated marketing campaigns. We're obviously set up before, and sorry, whoever's done that one. Yep. Okay, does anybody else have any more questions? I can see there's 30, but I can't actually see them all, so I'm so sorry. Rita, can you please explain SEO and Google AdWords in more detail? Yeah, okay. So the difference between SEO and AdWords, okay, I know this is quite confusing. Now, AdWords is something that you pay for, okay? So you may pick 20 keywords, or you might have 30 keywords that you want to be found for, and we create little ads, like little snippets. And what you'll see, it's usually the first 4 ads on Google, okay, and it will actually say ads. So you're actually paying to appear in the first 4 positions, okay, and you're paying Google. It's like an auction market. So just say, you know, I've got, say, $1,000 AdWord campaign and you have 3,000. Well, it means that you're going to show up more often than I will, okay? And every time somebody clicks onto that ad, you'll be charged for it. Each keyword has a different dollar amount, okay? And you can also pay to stay in position 1 and 2 as well. So it's at a premium. Now, SEO is what happens on the back end of your website. So Google will actually do a quality score on your website. So this is why it's really important that your websites are up to date and optimized, okay? Because Google is actually going to give you a quality score. So with SEO, there's a lot of components to it, okay? So it's going on the back end of your website and filling out headings. We're looking at site speed, making sure the site speed doesn't take more than 3 seconds to upload. We're making sure that all the photos are labeled correctly, and we're also doing blogging. So putting blogs on your website with keyword enriched words, what you want to be found for, and also doing link building on other sites, okay? So this is done organically. Now, just remember that 96% of us won't go past the front page, all right, the first page of Google. So this becomes very competitive. You will know when you're on the front page of Google with SEO because of the, because of the hits and the inquiries, okay? Whereas AdWords, when you've used your budget for the daily budget, the spend, then the ad's gone. It doesn't always show up, okay? So that's basically the difference. If I haven't explained it well for you, please, I'm happy to bring me up or email me and I can explain it in a little bit more detail. Excellent. Would like to optimize our website. What's the investment we need to make? Okay, so again, be really careful with websites, okay? Everybody has different pricing. Okay, so you might offshore your website and you might only pay, say, $700, okay? And anyone basically can build a website, but there's a strategy behind building a website. So what you'll find, there will be a big price difference between different agencies. A lot of people, some of the basic developers will just do page dumps. There won't be call to action. So there's actually a strategy behind building a website. I like to think of it as a craft, because if that website is not built correctly and you don't have call of actions throughout that site, even if you turn on an AdWord campaign, it won't work. Okay, so it's really important, that when I look at the front page, I use it as a Z. Okay, so having your logo in the top left-hand corner, in the right-hand corner is a contact or schedule an appointment or, book your free consultation. Another call of action in the middle of the banner is really important. What you'll see is a lot of people don't even have call of actions in the banner, and also some benefits under the banner. Now, just remember, the website is not about you. The website is what's in it for the client. So that content needs to be built. So when somebody is jumping on your website, they can relate to it. Okay, so a starting point maybe for a 5-page website could, for us is like $3,000, but we also offer content as well for these sites, because the content is, I guess, the most crucial part of the website. It needs to have call to actions and touch points right throughout the website. There are different touch points on the website. There'll be touch points for people that are not ready to buy, but just need to be educated. So that's why you'll have the Learn More button. There'll be people that will want to download ebooks or get information off your website. So again, they're not ready to buy, but we're educating them. And then Book Now are for the ones that are ready, or Buy Now are for the ones that are ready to buy. Okay. Okay, is there any other questions? Best chatbots. Yeah, I use ManyChat. I like it. ManyChat's really easy to use as well. Wix. Just be careful with Wix. Wix is not mechanically built for the search engines. I use WordPress sites. WordPress sites are mechanically built for search engines, okay? So if you're doing SEO, I definitely suggest that you have, a WordPress website, and anyone can pick it up and make changes to it. The plugins, you need to update the plugins as well, and they've just got some really good functions. So I know some of you have probably created your own Wix websites, but I strongly suggest that you move away from them and start moving on to platforms like WordPress if you're doing, your AdWords and your SEO, because SEO is a major, it's really important to have it on there. Also, Google, I forgot to mention, Google My Business is one of the first things we do, what we look for when we're doing our SEO campaigns as well, because they work together, okay? Is there any more? What are the top 5 tips you should have on your website? Look, I like for websites, I always like to offer something so where they can download. I would, strongly put in like an ebook on the website. You really should have a video that explains what you do as your business. I do a lot of live testimonials on my website as well. So, of my clients, so people can see it and can relate to it. So definitely have testimonials on your website. I have a blog page. That's you definitely need to have blog just so for that ranking as well. And definitely a booking system where people can book, and if you're a service provider. And another thing, how everybody always has those rotating banners on the front page on their website? Don't worry about it. There's no evidence, there's nothing that shows that those rotating banners bring in extra, clients or bookings. So just keep it to one and make sure you've got 2 types of call to actions on that banner. One will be a hard sell for people that are ready, and then one will be the software you can download. Video, definitely create your own YouTube channel, and then don't upload the videos onto your website. Create the YouTube channel and have the link from your website going to the YouTube. And okay, I can see I have a Wix, but have paid for 1 year SEO. Yeah, be quite interesting how you're going with your ranking on that. But yeah, okay. If there are any more questions, feel free to email me, and yeah, I'd love to have a chat to you. All right, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday.